Right, so we are back live. Sorry about that. I had to grab my webcam very, very quickly and set it up with that because I don't know what happened with my phone. It just stopped talking to my Mac. Right, just gonna wait a couple of minutes so everybody can join us again. I'm really, really sorry about this, but it's such a lovely little project, so it will be worth it. Right, I can see people are coming back in. Right, and we are. So let me just turn you down. Um, this is my webcam, so it might have to focus in and out at certain stages, but hopefully we're gonna be all right. So this is the popcorn jewelry we done previously when we used quite few pearls and some crystals. And what I was thinking when I seen all those amazing crystals that on my came in with the shipments, that I really want to do something where I turn it around and do a popcorn jewelry with loads of crystals and just one or two pearls. And I just let that focus on there. Now this color is sort of a rose bronze color. The colors I put together 6 colors, and I sort of had autumn in mind as well. Let me just pop myself in the screen here so I know I'm talking to you. I sort of had autumn in my mind, and trying to do colors which is sort of autumnal or coming into winter, because like in the summer we like to wear really nice and very bright colors, but in the autumn I don't know, I usually go sort of more of beigey, and that's the navy one I did. This is, I call this one Seaside. It's also have like a sandy color crystals in there, but I didn't add that in there. So each one of those little bundles come with 4 different colors of crystal, and there is it. I was looking for my monochrome one, and 2 different pearls. And this is, I suppose, I love doing it, and really the most exciting element, I guess, to doing a project is sort of sitting down and working out all the different colors that what you can work with, or how you can like put them together. And sometimes it's a little bit of a play, so you have more colors and done like, you know, what you need for a project, and then you need to go and sort of cut them down and work out which one is. And sometimes a little bit of a shade difference makes a big impact on your necklace.
You've got some real hissing sound on there, unfortunately, today again. After the mouse.
Right, someone just gonna sort out the hissing sound first. Now let me pop this to the side. I will show you the only colorway I didn't have actually time to make up my samples is this really lovely light blue. I think I called it silver blue because a couple of the crystals has got like sort of a silver color with them. This is more like an antique silver color, and I added a pearl to match sort of those crystals, and one dark one as well. Now anytime you do any pattern or you do anything like what this is what I love about the popcorn jewelry, that you can have tonal colors, but if you add 1 or 2 darker one in there, it really makes the color stand out even more. So that's the blue one, and actually let me show you this one. So this one was the rose bronze, which again, what I did, I have got lovely pink colors in there. I have got a lovely more like a champagne color, like a really warm color of champagne, and then I put a couple of bronze colors in there as well, and all together it goes goes together really nice when you blend them together. Let me know which color you want me to demo with. As always, I have all the colors here. Navy blue again, we have, let's focus this in. Navy blue again, we have got darker colors in there. So with this one, I went half and half. You got 3 sort of darker colors, and then you got 3 lighter colors. but when you mix, it does create a really nice color mixture. I mean, you don't have to do the popcorn jewelry with this. You could do anything you like. It's just putting the crystals and the pearls together, but I love doing it. I just sort of love going through the warehouse. Now each one of those kits have included some size 12 FGB, because you will see you need them at the end of your crystals. So that was the navy. The next one, oh, I love this one. This one I called I love this color. I call this one Hazel because it has that really nice sort of nutmeg to sort of a creamy colors going in the 1, 2, 3. Am I missing a crystal? 1, 2. No, there is, and 2 pearls. So with this one, I only added one of the darker strings in there, and the rest of them is quite sort of light and beige color. And what this one does is that darker color just really focuses in on the lighter colors. So I think it's really nice to play with the colors and just put one darker one in there. And I think I got the seaside one, which is, we got a really nice sandy color in there. You got blues and turquoises and teals. So again, this is a very nice seaside color going together. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, and all those together. I love how they come together as well. Just sort of all the different colors are just mixing them up. You're creating a complete different colors. And what the great thing about this, that I can wear it with a turquoise top, I can wear it with a green top, I can wear it with a teal top, I can wear it with all the different colors of what's in the necklace. And finally, I got one more to show you, is the monochrome. But the monochrome, hence in the name, is a monochrome mixture. And it's just your sort of white going all the way to your sort of black. I put one black color in there. Again, a really nice mixture. But because you got 6 different strands here, 4 crystals and 2 pearls, if you don't want to, you don't have to put like the white one in it, and then you have more of a gray and darker tone. If you want, you don't put the black one in it, and you have sort of more of a lighter tone. Now, on one of these samples, which is about, I reckon this is about 8 inches long, I only used 10 beads of each one of the 6 strands. So you can make, you know, a lot of necklaces. You don't just have to use it for this technique, you can use it for other technique as well. So if you don't like one of the colors in the mix, you can afford to put that one on the side. All of you saying blue, so shall we do this blue, which I haven't got a little swatch of this silver blue, because well, basically I ran out of time last night. Right, so let's get started. Popcorn jewelry is done on tiger tail, and I love doing it because it's a different way of using tiger tail. Now you can either pick up your crystals randomly and pearls, or you can put them in order. I'm not very good with random, and I got a little trick I can show you what to do if you want to do something random. Let me just get some of these crystals off and pop them on just like that. So let me just move the camera a little bit, so we've got more of a, that's it. Sorry, that's focusing. Sorry, this is my webcam again. That's it. Yeah, we're in focus. This is really going to show my nails up. I must do my nails. I really need to do them. Right, so just take a few more of this, and I'm going to show you how to make random, sort of not random, but has the only way I can do random. So when I do jewelry making, and I like to pick up patterns, so I would pick up like, you know, crystal, crystal, pearl, crystal, crystal, pearl, etc. all the way along. And keep picking up the same colors. But sometimes when you do a pattern like this, you can really do you know, just by mixing it up and using a beet soup. And what's great about is that if you got anything left over in a similar size, so I'm just going to go and mix all of these up. And even before I start my project, I'm going to lay this out. So you can either lay it out in a line, so just pull it out in a line on my mat. And no matter what order they are, I'm not gonna sort of start swapping them about. Come on, let's focus in. I'm not gonna start swapping them about. I'm gonna use as they happen to sort of just be on my mat. Another thing as well, if you got something like, I got this little ruler, come on, let's focus on this. Because this has got like a sort of a pivot inside it, I do use this one quite a lot because I can just load the beads in there. And again, here I can't really then go in and pick out the beads right into the middle of there. I am forced to start using the beads by one end. Pop all of these in the top. Or if you got like a bead tray which has got like channels in it. So now I'm forced to use the beads, and I'm just going to push this to the side here from this end, and however they're going to come down on my channel. Come on, let's focus in. Let's give you something up. That's it. However they're going to come down on this little channel, I'm going to use them one by one randomly. So that's the way how I can do random. Otherwise, if it was in a big pile in the middle, I would be going picking at certain colors as we go along. Right, take a length of tiger tail. Now, depending of how big you want to make your necklace or bracelet, do be aware that if you do this technique, that the end result is going to be a little bit sort of stretchy because of the nature of the weave. So if I just show you on this one, if you do make a bracelet, just make it a little bit smaller, so it don't end up too big. Or even this one I just made last night. You do need to try to get your beads as close together as you can when you do it, but I'm going to show you a trick just in a second how to do that one. And I'm just going to grab the seed beads to go with this, just on my tray here. I'm going to use a lot darker seed bead to sort of hold them at the end. Right, the seed bead comes in your kit as well. Right, come on, let's focus on me. Sharon is saying I'm really bad at random too. Yes, me too. I think it's like we like to put things out in a certain way and use them. But this is the way how I can do random. Right, so I'm just going to pick up one of my pearls. Now, if you want to make a necklace and you want a longer sort of weave at the front, because what I love about the popcorn jewelry that you don't have to take, if you want, you can take this all the way back to the back of your necklace and neck, and I can show you how to sort of join them up, because you don't really want to be working with a tiger tail which is like 4 meters long for a necklace, because you will kink it and it will end up in frustration. So I always like to work with maybe just about 1.2 meters. But if you want to make a longer front piece, or if you want to make the bracelet, I usually start in the middle. If I want to make just a certain size piece, and I know how much tiger tail I'm going to be needing for that approximately, then I might add my little ends on the end first and then start my weave. Right, so we're going to pick up one bead. I'm going to slide this down towards the middle, pick up a seed bead, and we're going to go back through this same pearl bead and pull our tiger tail tight, just like that. So I trapped the tiger tail, I turned my direction at the end, and I came back on myself. Then I'm going to pick up my next bead and the seed bead, let this go all the way down, and I need to come back through just the crystal bead. So I'm going to miss the seed bead and come back through the crystal bead. Now this is what you're going to be doing all the way along, picking up your beads one by one and the seed beads and coming back through the beads. But you make sure that these beads, when you pull them back down, that they are as close to each other as much possible, because you don't want any gaps in your weaving. So I like to hold the bead and the previous bead I just added together to minimize that little gap in between my beads. So the sizes I'm using here are 8mm rondel beads in crystal and 8mm pearls. I think that's sort of the only golden rule you have for the popcorn jewelry, that you do need to kind of use the same size. Again, I picked up another crystal seed bead and I'm going back through the crystal. I'm holding my beads together just like that, so I don't end up with a lot of tiger tail between my beads there. Now what happens if you do end up with some tiger tail? I'm going to show you how to tighten that up. Just picking up the next crystal and next seed bead, just like that, and going back through it. Right, so if for example you pulled it, let me just pull it tight, you pulled your tiger tail tight and you got a huge big gap between your two beads, which is not going to look, I mean, I'm exaggerating here, so probably would end up a little bit smaller, but it's not going to look great in your design if you have a huge great gap. In that case, what I do, I just hold on to the seed bead at the end, I pull the crystal down, I will hold these beads together and pull my tiger tail through. Now, if your gap is still big, but it's slightly sort of smaller what I just showed you, and you can't hold on to the, let me just pull one down, can't hold on to the seed bead itself at the end, I'll usually grab, let me just pull this down so I don't want to be, I'm trying to make a mistake deliberately here. Right, so we got a smaller gap, but it's still too big, and I want them really nice and close. But it's the tiger tool is not really enough here to hold on to the seed beads and pull it down. In that case, I do grab my little round nose pliers or tweezers or anything you have at hand, and insert that into the loop of the what I created at the top there, and pull my beads, pull my tiger tail through my bead to make it really nice and snug, and just carry on. So there's a lot of little different things you can remedy if you go wrong anywhere, but the only golden rule that you do, the more tighter you keep your beads together, the more even your weave is going to be. Just like that. And I'm going to keep adding them as I go along. Just picking up a seed bead and coming back through the pearl, and that's really how easy is it to create this effect. Now, as I said, you can create this effect with so many different techniques. I guess I love this one because it's really easy to do and it's quite quick as well. So when I made this necklace with the pins, and I show you, I got one just on the table there, comparison, I can make a front piece like this with tiger tail in pretty much, I guess, about half an hour. If I did the one where I used pins, and I did this is actually a bracelet size, and we added some chain to extend it so you can wear it as a necklace. So this one, I had to turn my beads into charms, and then I added those little charms with jump rings to my chain. So making something like this which is going to give me a very similar look when I'm wearing it, very similar effect. It will take me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to do. And if I do it with the tiger tail technique, where I get very similar results, very similar look, it's going to take me about half an hour to do. They both got their sort of upsides and downsides, I guess, but it's depending on what you want to do. It's just another way to do your jewelry. I'm just going to pull that back. Then I'm just going to add a few more beads. That's to sort of show you how this can grow. And then we can add an add-on to this. Now adding an end, it's going to be using crimp beads. And either a colloid or a wire protector. And I'm just pulling it back. So I go straight back through the bead after I added the seed bead, and I put my finger into this loop and just pull the other end of the tiger tail until I get right down to the bottom. Then I release that loop and pull it tight. So it sort of just gets quicker to make that, add your little bead. So go to the larger bead. I will pick up a seed bead, come back straight through my larger bead and set my finger into this loop and just pull on the end until my bead travels all the way down, and just tighten up that loop at the top, and that's it. And just carry on doing the same thing over and over again. Patricia asking, thank you, what size of the seed beads? So the seed beads doesn't really matter what size you use in this instant. I just your middle class or your craft seed beads are perfect for this project, because they're just only there to turn your tiger tail around. They haven't really got any other function at all. They don't have to be, these are size 12. Size 11 probably would be fine. You could use size 15. Really anything what you have in your stash to play with. And just keep adding. Now if I wanted to do a longer piece and I started in the middle, at some point when my tiger tail gets shorter on this end, I would then turn around and just grab the other end of the tiger tail, because I have probably about 80 centimeters left on this side, but I have about a meter left on the other side, because I started in the middle, so it's easier to and easier and quicker to pull the beads on, because I don't want to sort of go backwards and forwards with 2 meters of wire. Just add a few more. I think this colorway coming together really nice as well, with the light colors with a few silver bits in there. And just going back through the pearl. Now this wouldn't really work with anything smaller beads like 4mm beads, because, and I did a little sample somewhere to show you, but I think I might have left it at work, because the 4mm beads are not big enough to hide the gaps between the tiger tail as you go along. So if you want to make a popcorn style jewelry with 4mm beads, you're going to have to use a different technique. And I have been working on one. It's going to be a stitch based one with peyote stitch, and then we add the bits to the top. I'm just adding another bead here. Right, so if you have to join your tiger tail because you've run out, you really want to join it sort of under one of these beads, really nice and close in there. So if I get a let me just turn you 1 second. Let me just take myself off the screen because I need to Just get to my findings here, which is right behind my, there we go. Right, so using cream beads. Now the cream beads and cloths and all sorts of findings come in many different colors, and you know me, I sort of use all of them depending on what color beads or what colors of findings, what color of chain or what I want to use. I think with this one, because you got this silvery tone in there, the rhodium would go nicer than the shiny silver, so I'm going to use these ones. These guys. Now, joining a new piece of tiger tail. So let's imagine we are here at the end and I only have a tiny bit of tiger tail and I want to make my necklace even smaller, well, even longer, but I haven't got enough tiger tail to finish it all off. So, adding in a new piece of tiger tail. What you need to do is add a couple of crimp beads, well, 1 or 2 crimp beads. I always like to double crimp my necklaces and bracelets, you know, as if you've been watching me before, just to sort of extra security. So I'm going to add a couple of crimp beads here and let it slide all the way down. And then I'm going to add another bead, normally how I would add a bead to my pattern. So I just had a crystal, picked up a crystal and a seed bead. I'm just going to make this go down nice and tight against those crimp beads. That's it. Now, weaving in a new piece of tiger tail, I need to go through this. It's not really a thread path. I almost said thread path, tiger tail path. Up through this bead, through this seed bead at the end, and then to the 2 pieces of crimp beads, because if you just would join the end here, it would create a crease in your jewellery. So you always want to mimic the tiger tail path. I'm just going to go up through the crystal just with the end. I'm going to go through this seed bead, just like that. So I'm just going back through that thread path and going right down. Get this out of the way. Just feeding it through. Now if you find it a little bit tricky feeding it through, you can always get, the end is already there now, but you can always get like a pair of pliers and push it through. You got more of a control when you holding it with the pliers. Now when I get to the bottom, I want this tiger tail, this new piece of tiger tail, to go through those 2 crimp beads as well. I'm just going to pull it, just want to be sort of hold it, you can see it. I'm going to pull it back a tiny bit, just like that, and just insert the ends in there. That's it. 1 and 2. And then I'm going to take my chain nose pliers or flat nose pliers, and I'm going to crimp both of these crimp beads here, trapping the tiger tail we used previously and the tiger tail we just inserted. Actually, I'm going to grab my chain nose plier so I can get right in there. And that's it. I crimped one of them and then just tuck that end in. Now you can take the end through if you like. I just like to sort of crimp it right to the end of the tiger tail, that I don't have any wastage. And now the end just jumped out of the second one. So we're just gonna pull back in. Just pull that little crimp bead slightly down. And that's it. I'm just going to crimp it. And then we got both of those very nice and secure. And now I'm going to pull my new end nice and tight. I can cut and trim the old end. Grab my cutters. So this is my new end. I'm going to trim the old end just here. And I'm going to continue with, cut this off the roll. I'm going to continue with this new piece of tiger tail and adding the crystals or pearls as they come along. And once we added a few more crystals or pearls, you won't even see that we had a join on another piece of tiger tail. Let's go back through. And pull that right down nice and close. And I'm just going to add one more just to show you that how our little join can disappear. Go back through this crystal. Again, pull it up nice and tight. And that's it. So you can see that our joining is sort of disappeared in the midst of things right underneath there. So that's how easy to join a new tiger tail if you need to. Right, now finishing the ends, there's so many different things you can do. I'm gonna grab this, and unfortunately I forgot to bring home any chain because you got so many different colors of chains. We got so many, different type of chains. It's really just personal preference, which one you like the most. I do try to match the chain for the color of the findings I use, which is this case with this lovely pink bronze. I'm going to use the rose gold ones, and we're going to add the ends on there. Right, so first you're going to need your crimp beads and your culottes to make the end into a connectable piece. So you can connect it up with a chain, or you can connect it up with another piece of tiger tail going towards the back of your neck. And I think we do that. We connect it up with another piece of tiger tail because silly me. I had to go back to the warehouse last night to pick up some of the beads, and I just keep forgetting things at the moment. I don't know what's wrong with me. Right, I just picked up the culotte. Culotte is this little two balls stuck together, a little clamshell finding, and I'm going to pick up a couple of crimp beads, and I'm going to let them to drop right down into that culotte, because what I want to do here is to crimp these two crimp beads, securing the culotte right to the end. So I'm going to double crimp it just to have a really nice and strong connection. So I'm going to just grab that crimp bead. I haven't squashed it yet, so as you can see I can move it, push it down as much as I can with my pliers, and then crimp it. Then I'm going to pick up my second crimp bead, again push this down with my pliers and crimp it inside there. Then I'm going to trim the end of the tiger tail just like that, so it's nice and flush to my last crimp bead, and all is left to do is to close this culotte up just like that to give us a really nice and professional end. And I'm going to do this on the other side as well. So we have created this middle piece for our necklace. You can do it as big as you want to. This one probably is a little bit too long. I would have done a little bit smaller one, but It's just up to you. I think for an evening wear you can get away with a longer one. For a day wear you might want to do just a little shorter piece, just a little bit of interesting detail in the middle of your necklace. And just crimp both of these as well, then trim the end. And shut that clot on there. Now we got a nice little middle piece. We got two colors on the end, so we can connect it up to a lot of different things. And you can do, you know, you can do a beaded chain link. You can do a lot of things with this. You can add you can do an orange chain if you like. You can connect a chain up to it. Connecting a chain is so easy. You just open up a jump ring, and then I know this is going to be a different color, but let's actually take it off this one. So it's just connected. The chain is just connected there with a jump ring on itself. But we can equally create a little piece of just a few beads, or even if you just want to use one color, and I'm going to use these darker pearls to go towards the back of your neck. You can create any pattern. Again, don't forget, if you measure this, this is about 8 inches, I guess, so do have a look how long you want to make your necklace. And I'm just going to create a little piece going to the back for just adding the pearls on there, but you could add a pattern in. So I'm just going to very quickly transfer a few pearls from my strand, because all of these crystal beads and pearls comes on temporary strand to my tiger tail. So I lined the two ends up, and I'm just sort of sliding the pearls from one strand to another, because you can take them off, but I think this is quicker, because otherwise you will be picking up the beads one by one and just picking them up and trying to sort of string them on the tiger tail. This way your tiger tail is sort of the holes on the beads is in line with your tiger tail, and you can very quickly pull them over. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Let's add a couple more. Let's go for 15. So let's add 3 more. I'm not actually sure if this is going to be long enough for me, but I'm just doing it by eye at the moment. Then I'm going to add an end on here as well. So I'm going to add another clot with a couple of trim beads. One. Now this way, because I can move the pearls up and down, I'm going to crimp my crimp beads right to the end, so I don't have any wastage. Just crimp that right there at the end, just like that. Bring the clot up and close this in. Bring the beads up, because I haven't cut my tiger tail from my wheel yet, which I'm going to do just now. I like to leave just about 2-3 inches to work with, so don't leave yourself very short when you're doing your crimping. Again, I'm adding a clot, a couple of crimp beads, and I'm going to crimp these right in here. Trim the end and close our clot. So if you haven't got chain, you can make a little, and I'm going to connect that up to my necklace, which I'm going to be doing with I need 2 pairs of pliers. I'm going to take one of these lovely jump rings, try to support the jump ring as much as I can with my pliers, and I'm going to twist it open. Then I'm gonna add this little piece I made with the pearls on. Make sure both of the loops of the collar is on there and my middle piece, and close this back in. And instead of a chain, I got like a little beaded necklace going towards the back. Now I'm going to repeat this to the other side as well very quickly, adding my beads on there. So we're using tiger tail today. Tiger tail is a nylon coated steel wire, so there's still strands of wire inside there. There is I think this one is 7 different strands, and it's they coated with just with a nylon. It can come in many different colors, and you can use it for loads of different projects. Mainly people use tiger tail just for like basic bead stringing, where you sort of just make a necklace. You can do a single row or multi row, but there is so many different uses for tiger tail. It's a little bit you know, with memory wire, it will keep its shape and it will go back to its shape. So tiger tail is not as stiff as memory wire, but it definitely has got a stiffness to it. So when you using it and when you're wearing it, it just creates a nice curve on your neckline. Add a few more to this. I need 15. So it's a really nice material to use, but you can use it in different ways as well. I did show you yesterday, we did a whole session on all sorts of stringing materials, and tiger tail was one of them. I even did make like little fringes out of tiger tail, so there's so much you can do with it. If we were using thread, we would be obviously stitching it with needle. And this is what great about tiger tail as well, because it's sort of a little bit stiffer. It has like a needle. You don't need a needle with it. You can straight go on and go through your beads. Now sometimes in this instance as well, what happened, when they coat the pearls, the coating on the pearl can come up right close to your strand and sort of block you to be able to go through your pearl. So all I do is to hold my pearl nice and tight and go twiddle around with the thread to try to make that hole a little bit bigger, and sometimes it can be blocked just by a little bit of you know, the coating on the pearl or something gone inside it. It's gone through now, and I poke it through with a eye pin or head pin or anything, or even needle, anything I have in my stash to hand to help the pearls. And this goes for smaller pearls as well. When you're working with smaller pearls, sometimes unfortunately towards the hole you can have that little Leslie's asking, do you sell the findings in the little pots or sets, or do you have to buy them separately? We do have them on separately. I am planning to put something together in the little pots, but I'm just waiting. I'm waiting a few bits to come in, and I don't think those pots are actually in stock at the moment. Right, I'm just going to pull all these pearls down. I need 13, I need 2 more. But yes, we can put something together, not a problem at all. I love using them because sometimes it's not until right at the end when you kind of sort of decide what sort of findings you're going to be putting with your jewellery. So it could be, you know, you think when you put it next to it, I'm going to use the bright silver with it, but in reality, when you actually make the jewelry up, because it's all in proportions how you use the colors. So sometimes using a little bit of silver in there, or a little bit of you know, another color, can totally throw the whole look out of the necklace. So I always like to have my findings just on the side and match them up right at the end of which color I'm going to be using. And just pull this up, closing this clot. Then I'm going to take my beads down, trim the end, need another clot. These little pots are quite little, so they only hold about 10 grams of seed, size 11 seed bead, but for findings they are perfect because they can hold quite a bit. So I'm just adding the clot on first, and I'm adding my crimp beads. I'm going to add a couple again, double crimping everything, let them go all the way down. I want to do quite tight here, so I'm going to be crimping one and then pulling the other one down and crimping that. Leslie's saying, unfortunately missed an important bit like getting started. So let me just finish this and I'll pop back into the weave how we did. We were just playing around and doing the middle pieces of our necklace. Now, let me just close this up. And now I can join these two pieces up just there. And I am going to need a lobster clasp for the top. So if you haven't got chain, you can make, you know, just a little beads going to the back of your necklace, adding a bit more color. But normally I would just add a bit of rose gold chain going to the back. But as like in anything in jewelry making as well, there is so many different things you can do, and you can change, you know, and you can make it up, make things up as you go along. If something doesn't work, then just try to slightly tweak it. So I'm just adding the clasp to the top, and I'm at the same time adding a jump ring. I just added lobster clasp on there as well, and then I'm gonna open the other jump ring and just add it on the top of the clot. So I have my necklace to join in there. I'm just going to pop this on to show you. Now I think I'm probably about just 1 inch shorter, but I really want it to be with this necklace. So I'm not going to sort of take it apart. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add some extra jump rings onto the end to lengthen this side. I mean, you can do like a 2-on-2 chain, or you can do anything prettier if you like. I just sort of link them all together, and this will allow me not long add a little bit of length to my necklace, but at a later date, perhaps if I wear a different top or I do something different, I can wear it shorter or I can wear it longer. So I'm just basically making a little extended chain here on my necklace. So as you can see, any problems you come along as you're making your jewelry up, there's always something you can remedy it with. And I'm just going to add these 2 more jump ring, and I think that's just going to give me that 1 inch, because I think when you have a popcorn jewelry like a middle piece like this, I just like to really have it a little bit further down, sitting on my neck and not right on the top. So I just change this screen, and I'm going to pop this. I really love this color, and I'm usually I'm not the one with the rose gold and bronzes. It's usually Sarah. She loves her. She loves her rose golds, and she loves anything what we make. And I say, well, can you make this? Her first question: does it come in rose gold? Oh, come on. That's it. Oh yes. Oh, let's get my hair out of the way. It's gonna sit really nicely just in the middle, and as you can see, as you move along, the crystal will really sparkle, and this is why it's nice to have sort of so many crystals and just a few pearls in there. Right, so going back to the technique, Letty said she missed most of it, what we were doing. I'm just very quickly gonna pop back to the blues and I'll show you this is a popcorn technique. So if you just joined us, you can see it. We are doing with tiger tail. Tiger tail usually used for just like creating a one strand jewelry, but with this technique you can really bubble it up, you can really make a really nice front piece. And all you're doing, you take a length of tiger tail, you add a larger crystal or pearl bead to it, pick up a seed bead and come back through the larger crystal or pearl. And what you need to make sure that you pull this nice and tight so the beads cluster and sit together just like that. And you keep on adding your beads until you have your desired length at the end, how long you want to make your little beaded piece. Now when I'm making a longer necklace or I want a longer front, like I have the rose gold on, I started in the middle. So I started about a couple of meters of tiger tail, but I started in the middle adding beads, going one end and then coming back to the other end. So I'm just going to hold this nice and tight before I pull this up, so I have got no gaps between my crystals there. So that's really how easy it is to sort of build up and do. Don't forget, we got the most amazing colors on the website. I love the hazel. I'm definitely gonna finish this one into a necklace because I do have quite a lot of sort of beigey and white tops. Let me just actually turn you down so I can show it to you closer. Really, really nice colorway. I love the monochrome as well. This one is the navy, so no, is this? Yes, that's the navy. I said monochrome and I picked up the navy. This is the monochrome, that's the navy. It's got like darker blues and lighter blues in there as well. Or the seaside one, I love this one as well with all the teals and greens and aquas. And where is this will be the light blue, sapphire blue. I love this one. I added a tiny bit of silver in there, so I think it's just sort of picks up on this. And the great thing about this, that you can wear it with jeans and a silver top, you can wear it with jeans and blue tops, you can wear it with every single color which is in your little bubble necklace, your little popcorn necklace. You can wear it with every single one of those tops. So I really, really enjoyed this, and I come back to this technique time and time again, doing loads of different things, bits of pieces with it. So do have a look on our website. We've got some mini bundles. In the mini bundles you get 4 strands of crystals, you get 2 strands of pearls, and you get 20 grams of your FGB seed bead as well. So everything is ready for there if you got some tiger tail at home to make your necklaces and have a play with it. I didn't want to add the tiger tail and the findings in the bundle as well because it would have made it more expensive, and I know so many of you have got tiger tail and findings at home already. You just really want the sort of the tonal beads put together so you can make nice jewelry, and they usually should be about $14.50. And today, actually, let's just pop on the website. Today they are $9.99. So I can just show you. So if you go on the